Construction stations.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships. And today I'm taking out a ship that I was very negative about earlier. A tier 6 cruiser, the Cleveland. And it's not because it's a terrible ship, it was simply because I didn't know how to operate one. But all that has changed, as we will see in this replay. But first, let's go over its stats. Its main armament consists of 12 152mm guns with a range of 14.6 kilometers. HE damage is 2200 and AP damage 3200. As for the secondary armament, it has 12 127mm guns with a range of 4 kilometers. Its anti-air capability consists of 37 guns of various calibers and configurations, and in conjunction with defensive AA fire and catapult fighter, and the commander's basic firing training, advanced firing control and AA manual fire control skills, you do not want to get close to the ship with your fighters and bombers. As for hit points and armor, it's pretty good on this ship, with 35,200 hit points and 13 to 127mm armor. Speed is 32.5 knots, concealment 12.9 kilometers on the surface and 8.1 kilometers from the air. As for commander skills, I mentioned earlier advanced firing training and AA manual fire control. These are two skills this commander still doesn't have, but I'm working on it. For now, he has basic firing training, situational awareness, superintendent and expert marksman, which makes guns rotate much faster. And that makes me happy. I mentioned this was a replay, and unfortunately you can see some stuttering as the guns rotate. I can't do anything about it, it's just how the replays work. Yeah, exactly. And so you'll just have to bear with me on this. Up until now we've only known about one enemy Cleveland coming this way, but our allies are spotting more ships heading in this direction. And as we turn the corner of this island to get behind another island, we get caught by the enemy Cleveland's fire. So we shaved off about 3,000 points, almost 4,000 points. So I switch to AP and I'm getting ready to fire at his broadside. Unfortunately, he's not any longer showing his broadside, but I'm gonna take the fire shot anyway. Luckily for us, he decided to present his broadside again, and we got some good hits in. Unfortunately, it wasn't low enough to hit the waterline. Our second salvo, however, did give us a citadel hit, firing off a third volley before it's too late, but I aim too low and they slam into the island instead. Now the Allied destroyer up ahead has just laid down some smoke, and that gives me an idea. A crazy idea, but hey, this is me. So my idea is to just plow through the smoke and open fire on the Cleveland. But it turns out the enemy Cleveland is even crazier than me. Knowing there are destroyers up ahead and he has little room to maneuver, he just goes full speed through the fog into torpedoes and my waterline shots. We get 2 citadels in. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get the kill. But hey, it's not about getting kills, it's about assisting your teammates. As we come around the corner of the island here, we spot the Furitaka and an enemy destroyer coming straight for us. We open up fire. Unfortunately, our aim is horrible, and we just splash down in front of him. Notice there's an island in front of us, and we need to avoid it. And in doing so, we fool the destroyer to thinking we are going in a different direction. We are not. We know the destroyer is going to send his torpedoes at us, so we slow down, turn towards the destroyer again, and we avoid the torpedoes. His second salvo is in the ocean. We stop our turning motion, and as the torpedoes menacingly glides by us, we finish off the Mitsuki. Our attention switches to the Furutaka, and we need to be careful now because the Furutaka also has torpedoes, and we don't. We fire off our high explosives rounds and switch to AP. Now at this moment I am totally unaware that I am actually concealed by the Mitsuki's smoke screen, so we could have taken advantage of that. But unfortunately I don't even notice it, and in the end it doesn't matter because he's not focusing on us. We continue to fire off our APs, but we really should have changed back to HE at this point, because we're just not doing enough damage with AP. Now we're also extremely aware there's a destroyer on our left, so we need to take this out before we continue to chase down the Furutaka. First shell, not so good. Rare guns, gets the kill. Meanwhile, the Furutaka has gone behind an island, and thinking I'm going to follow his route, he sends out some torpedoes. But our catapult fighter is circling right above near him, so we spot them. And as he pops out into view from behind the island again, we send off a welcoming package, and that's how you get 3 kills in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now I'm not gonna pretend that this was all my doing, that I did all the work on my own. No, this was a teamwork. I had 3 destroyers and a cruiser backing me up as I went crazy Ivan through the smoke screen earlier. And I make sure to acknowledge the support I got from my teammates in the chat. This is how I like to play World of Warships. Aggressive, up close and personal. And with that mindset I take point in the charge towards the enemy base. But what's this? It looks like there are 2 cruisers trying to slip by our forces and are giving chase to one of our allied cruisers. So I open fire on the closest target to our friendly. I prepare to turn my ship to give chase, and that's when it hits me. 2 enemy warships were hiding in the smoke screen near the enemy base, just waiting for me to present my side, and I presented it. But I was lucky, they only did moderate damage to my hull, and now I am turning my guns and ship towards the enemy destroyer. Firing off my front guns does minimal damage. Firing off my rear guns does massive damage. We fire off our front guns again, but we don't even hit the target. We get ready for the next salvo, and here come some torpedoes! We barely avoid getting hit by one, and we finish off the destroyer, landing us the 4th kill of this match. Our hull is now in the red zone, and we lost 3,000 more hit points, almost 3,000. And at this point, there goes another 1,000 damage to our hull. At this point there is nothing more you can do but to commit, going straight towards the ship. If you show your side to a Congo or any battleship that is pointing his guns towards you, you are surely going to die. So the only other option I have is to just YOLO and go straight for the battleship, firing as much HE as possible before he finishes me off. But then something surprising happens. He stops aiming at me. What the hell? I am almost dead and he focuses on a different target. So instead of finishing me off, he dies with 0 kills. So at this point their battle is pretty much over. Most of the ships has been taken out by Team East, a couple have been taken out by Team West, and there's now only 1 destroyer and a enemy aircraft carrier left. Let's speed up time and go capture that enemy base. And there pops the enemy destroyer up. And I really wouldn't like to be that Hatsuharu right now. He is completely surrounded by everyone and their mother. We try to get in range, he pops his smoke in a desperate attempt to try and stay alive. We try to estimate where he's gonna be, judging by the smokes. And it appears he's going... no, he's not, he's going the other way. We fire off some rounds, but he swings his ship around to go the other way again. Unfortunately, there are just too many guns pointing in his direction. We try to finish him off to get that Kraken unleashed, but we just didn't lead enough, and someone else got the kill. So that's the replay I wanted to share. We got 4 kills, 3 citadels, 109 target hits. I quite enjoy playing the Cleveland these days after I learned how to. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, blast that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all next time.